the 21st ranked team in the land, the USC Trojans. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. Well, you don't see this every day. They're lining up for an onside kick on the opening kickoff. He's able to grab the football, and the hands team gets the job done.
And I get it. You want to start fast, take the life out of this home crowd, but when you're the road team and you start the game with an onside kick, that is a little bit crazy, a little bit aggressive, and when you don't get it, now you've created all the momentum for the home team and great field position.
Motion from the back. He'll ride his man on the option. The pitch. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
And that just looked off. The timing, the rhythm, I don't know what it was, but usually that option, man, it's so precise, right? Like really quickly making a read, and you could tell they weren't on the same page. It went absolutely nowhere. Defense won that rep.
A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Wide receiver going in motion. Looking to throw, it's Mayava. Unloads to the wideout. Got his man to the left. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a first down at the 31. New set of downs after the completion. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Not a whole lot of room as he gets a couple inside the 30 to the 29.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Wants to go up top. Caught over the middle. It's Lane. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line.
Well, the defense did a nice job taking everything away down the field, but once the drag route was caught, they just couldn't rally to the ball carrier in time to make a tackle, and as a result, new set of downs.
The Trojans have their offense in high gear. They think they can impose their will here with the run to the right. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity.
Man, a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle, but how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses too, right? It's not just D linemen and linebackers getting all the plays, but it's DBs that are willing to not just cover, but tackle backs in the open field.
Grab behind the line. It's Miller. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
You know, this linebacker is a special player because not only is he good making tackles in the open field, this guy can cover, and you saw a great example of it with that running back.
It'll be 3rd and long. Dropping back, it's Mayava. Pulls it in. Sweet cut there. He's going to come up about 5 yards short of the line to gain.
A nice job of awareness on defense there on that 3rd down. You know, you're expecting the offense to throw the football, but it's not just going to be receivers or tight ends you got to worry about. You got to keep your eye on where that running back is. They knew exactly where he would be, and they were able to make the tackle setting up 4th.
This offense has moved into plus territory, and they want to keep the heat on. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Touchdown, USC! Quick strike through the air for the score.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver. The timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing in because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game.
And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. So that drive didn't have to cover a lot of ground, going 47 yards. And they cap things off with a 9-yard touchdown pass. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And the kicking team's going to call a timeout.
Timeout, USC.
You don't see this very often, an early onside kick when you have the lead. They were ready for the onside kick and executed perfectly, and they secure the football.
Man, these coaches talked about being aggressive, and they were. First quarter, you're going with the onside already. I would say it's a little bit careless, a little bit reckless. Onside kicks are not high percentage, but they went for it, they failed, and now let's see how they respond.
Moore will throw. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
And I think on that last play, that's an example of the quarterback trying to predetermine who he wants to throw to, and instead of letting the defense dictate who gets the ball. Man coverage, that guy was not open that time out on the perimeter of the field. Still, he gave him a chance, but that thing had incompletion written all over it from the moment the ball left his hand.
That's reeled in. It's Whittington. All the way down to the 27-yard line before they get him out of bounds, and this offense is threatening. And that is why you call it a safety valve. You avoid the quarterback getting hit, and you also release the pressure that's being applied on the offense.
Defense is going to have to think about this in the future because you live and die by the blitz. It's great to try and get extra bodies getting after the quarterback, but then you risk running backs leaking out of the backfield and hurting you in the passing game.
Wants to go up top on first down. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Got room on the return. He's at the 40. Finally brought down, but what a play, not only to get the football, but to win the field position with the return.
Not only did they get the interception, but they're able to get a huge return. Remember, this team practices this all week, right? Once they get the interception, they've got guys turning their heads, and they're looking for blocks. They're looking for people to get a hat on down the field. And with that INT, they now flip it. That could be a big point swing in this game.
I'm not really sure what the thought process here is other than just trying to troll them by not running a play. Backing up and backing up on the first 2 plays now to try to throw it in drive on third down. And down to a knee? I guess that's one option.
And I really don't understand the play call. Palmer, like 3rd and long, and they're not trusting their quarterback. Does this say something about their quarterback moving forward? We'll get to that as the game progresses. But, man, I just think you got to trust your quarterback, and you got to pass the football on 3rd and long.
At the end of the day, guys, football is just a game of execution. It doesn't matter on what down it comes. 4th down that time, you just don't get it done, so chalk that one up to the defense.
And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. There he goes. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down. No matter what uniform the Ducks are rocking, they are dressed for success on the ground.
Yeah, and that's who they are, right? They're dressed for success. They run the football, and then after that, what do? They run it some more, and they run it fast. Every Oregon team always been built on that tempo and ground game.
You open a drive like that, and the entire playbook opens up on first down from the 44. Quarterback making checks. Moore to the air. Pressure coming. Time running out, and he goes down at the 34.
And that was a big objective for this defense coming into the game. Talking to coaches, we want to keep him in the pocket. We don't want him to use his wheels. He's fast, he's elusive, can make big plays. Nice job by the defense keeping him in the pocket and getting the sack.
And the Ducks trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Looking to fire. And he feels the heat coming in and burns him up. Another sack.
This is one of the things that makes this defense so tricky is they've got incredible speed at the inside linebacker position. Not only can they go sideline to sideline, run east-west, but they can run downhill on blitzes and they can get to your quarterback.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Snagged in the middle, it's Benson. What a play by this defense, and they stop him short. It'll be 4th down.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on 3rd down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion. What do? You set up 4th and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and sell it.
Boy, if they don't convert this 4th down, there will be questions to be answered. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. He's going to let it go. And it's batted away, and the 4th down play doesn't convert. They'll give up the football.
And this offense chooses to be aggressive. Listen, once you start getting to midfield, you see most offenses be aggressive, and they took their chance, and they failed now. Early in the game, a chance to create momentum to swing back to the other side of the football field.
Here's the handoff. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on 1st down, man, you are doing just that.
And the Trojans with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line?
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up.
He smashes his way through again. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22.
It's so important this offense is able to get this guy the ball in space, especially on the perimeter of the field. And I love that last play call because he's able to get outside and use his speed. To me, that's where this guy is most dangerous.
Caught in the backfield, it's Miller. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab. That's the end of the period, and USC has the lead. And we've come to the end of one. And let's take a quick moment to catch up on the stats. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game in the 2nd quarter. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Looking to pass. It's Maiava. He's got it on the run. Touchdown, Trojans. Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone. That touchdown puts them up by at least 2 scores. Too early to say it's over? Probably, but boy, it's starting to feel that way.
It might not be over, but you're in trouble, and you better find some answers really, really quickly. This team is putting everything together, and right now you got nothing going. Come on, give me something.
He wants to throw it. Batted into the air near the goal line.
Yeah, and the defense comes up with the stop, and you just wonder, the analytics world and all that stuff, that whatever the card says to do, you're supposed to do. I wonder if they were listening to that card.
Few anxious moments there, but the hands team true to its name as they make the grab and get the ball.
And you don't see a lot of these. You don't see a lot of onside kicks earlier in the game, especially in the second quarter. You still feel each other out. You're still getting into the game. You don't want to give away that momentum, but that's exactly what they did by failing on that onside kick.
The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the 4th down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
And those are frustrating because you think you might get points and then your defense gives up points. This has got to be a complementary football type deal. The offense now needs to provide a little spark and give this defense some hope.
No doubt, David. They got to turn the page, and they've got to play with a little bit more urgency here, knowing they've got to get that one back and put a good drive together.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Trying play action. Just a short pass to the tight end. Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34.
Well, it's a nice job, too, of the quarterback after the play fake there, getting his eyes down the field. He had to get that to his tight end quickly, knowing he wasn't going to have a lot of space to run with after the catch.
Just inside the 35, 1st and 10 from the 34. The give to the back. And he runs into a wall. Maybe got it back to the line of scrimmage.
Love the job by the defense here with their eye discipline. That's an RPO. It can be tricky to locate the football, but they found the running back quickly. Those linebackers and DBs really came screaming down to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
Behind the chains now on second and long. Might be changing the route. Moore will throw. He fires to the left side. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at 3rd down.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls. Against this receiver and his speed, he's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up. And if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. He'll take another shot here. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started, in their opponent territory. Now you're 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Gets drilled as he releases it. The ball just trickles to the ground.
Love the coverage on defense there. 4th down. They were ready for the pass. And you saw in the back end, great job being in position to make that play. And now their offense is coming on the field.
This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. Took the last drive in for a touchdown. They'll try to do it again. Turning it on! And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped a really big play. Here they come, 1st and 10 from the 48. Here comes the option. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman.
Playing the option, man, consistently playing responsibility football. Nice job by the defense being where they're supposed to be. This option will just keep giving it to you over and over and over again, and you got to pass those tests.
It's complete to the left. Ran right through the defender, and now he's still running. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down.
And the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
Snagged out of the air. And he'll run into the end zone. Touchdown, Southern Cal.
And it's now the second time this wide receiver has scored. Another outstanding job with the route. Great job securing the catch.
The offense calls timeout. It's the second one they've used this half. Why not double the try total and go for two? The play action fake. Makes the grab in the end zone for the two as they extend the lead.
And it's more common to throw for the two-point conversion than it is to run anymore. So you practice these a lot. You can tell. Nice timing, nice rhythm, in sync, nice two-point conversion.
Looks as if the hands team will be able to recover the ball.
We're only in the first half, and I don't think anybody had onside kick in the second quarter on their bingo card. They were trying to catch the opponent off guard, but it didn't work. Now let's find out what this offense can do. You have got to make them pay for gambling on that.
And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. They've got nothing done so far, and they already find themselves in a three-possession hole, Jesse.
Yeah, and as a head coach, you're wondering, what didn't I say? What didn't I do to get my team ready to go? Because we look like we're sleepwalking at this point, Jay.
Yeah, nothing went well in the first quarter. You just say refresh. Like, let's try to find a way now, chip into this lead, try to make it somewhat manageable when you get to the half.
And he dropped it. It looked for all the world like that would be a catch, and he just got too excited.
Just got to finish the play for the wide receiver. You got to look that one in and complete it. That's a bad drop.
The Ducks come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. Catch in the middle. It's low. He gets it to the 38-yard line, and they'll pick up a fresh set of downs.
And how about that 3rd down? They go 5 wide. They'd spread the defense out, and at quarterback there, you're just trying to find your best one-on-one matchup. You're making a quick throw, and you're picking up the first to keep the drive going.
Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
And I think a big reason this offense is struggling right now and why they're trailing on the scoreboard is they have not been able to protect this guy, and it's affected him. He has not looked very accurate. Moving forward, the pass pro has got to be better to help this guy out.
Gonna look downfield again. That's caught. It's Green.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
The Ducks are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Moore to the air. Throwing right. He's got it. Knocked out of bounds. They're in the red zone. Mark it at the 17, and they are set up. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these 3rd down situations.
Well, the offensive line had everybody blocked except the defensive end. He was able to sneak into the backfield and get the tackle for once.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Back to pass. Catch in the middle. It's Whittington. The ball He's down at the 14 after that grab.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
They've been very good at moving the chains on third down. 2 for 2 on this drive. This time they need 6. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down.
And they just couldn't find a hole. Down in the red zone, the field shrinks. So much harder to complete those passes, but 4th and short. Now, decision time, baby.
It's 4th down and 6, and they'll try to convert. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. It's incomplete. A 4th down stop and the turnover on downs.
Great coverage on that 4th down play. Nice job blanketing the receiver out wide. The defense, you could tell, they knew they were going for it. They had a game plan. They get the big stop and turn it over to their offense.
They'll send the tight end in motion. Back to throw, it's Mayava. Fires to the right. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
Got it behind the line. It's Miller. And it's pretty obvious there was a big hole in that screen, and the defense ran right through it.
And you're trying to get the ball to the running back quick and let him get some space, but there was absolutely no space. They penetrated quickly, and they got it before he could even get going.
Makes his way to the 17, but not enough for the 1st down.
Offense facing 4th down.
The Trojans will try to convert on 4th down. Down to 2 minutes before the half, and they'll take the timeout and see if they can add a little more before the break. And they're going to try to convert on 4th down. 1 for 2 so far today. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Big tight end makes the grab. 1st down, still on his feet. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. And the Trojans will have it 1st and 10. Looking downfield on 1st down. Caught behind the line. It's Miller.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes too. He is a versatile back.
The Trojans can really attack on this 2nd and short. Wide receiver comes in motion. To the air on 2nd down. The screen, he can go! And they pick up just a few on that completion.
This slot receiver gives defensive coordinators nightmares. You have got to double him virtually on every pass play. He better have safety help over top. Otherwise, this guy's a threat to score every time they throw the ball.
Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Fights off a defender. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a 1st down.
And this offense is clicking, everything's moving, and the guy carrying the football, I mean, he is carrying the rock. Like, this is a guy he's setting this tone for this game, creating some balance on this offense. This offense is going to be a handful.
Yeah, David, I'd love to sit here and say, well, the offensive coordinator is just one step ahead of his counterpart across the field. That's not it. Right now, this offensive line is establishing the line of scrimmage, and you mentioned the back. He right now is...
They can't corral the pitch. The ball's on the ground.
Hey, you know what's really easy? It's easy to say, hey, quarterback, run out there, pitch off of that guy, and now your running back gets to go play one-on-one with somebody else. It's got to all work timing-wise, and the defense did a great job flying up, nowhere to go, make the play, make them make a quick decision, and you get the fumble and recover it in the backfield.
Here we go. They'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the 1st half. Goes to the option. Now the toss. Oh, he's got some space. He stopped at the 32. It'll be a 1st down in the waning seconds of the half. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. They're down to the 32-yard line on 1st and 10. Moore will throw. Bringing the heat. Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42. The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts.
You got to be impressed with this defense early in this game, guys. They've got a big lead because they are getting after the quarterback. They've already generated multiple sacks. They thought coming into this game they could take advantage of this offensive line, and that game plan is working to perfection.
And a decent game there before the defense makes the stop. Timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
And the offense got themselves in a tough situation. 3rd and long, so hard to execute, especially when the field starts to shrink. But the good news is they got a field goal in their back pocket.
Just enough time for one final play in this half. Quarterback may change this route. On 4th down, looking for the completion. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. That's going to do it here in the first half. Everybody stick with us. We'll head to halftime. They want to get the ball back right now, lining up for an onside kick to start the second half. That's why they call them the hands team. They're able to secure the onside kick.
And a great job by the receiving team. When you see the football kick, man, you got to be smart. How fast it's coming, if I'm ready to catch it, if it needs to go to the next wave. Nice job being organized, seeing it, and executing well.
The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. They come into this 3rd quarter with a lot of work they need to get done.
Yeah, and it starts with this possession. And I'm going piece by piece. I know this is coach speak and very simple. I score. I get a stop. I score. I can get back in this game, but it's got to be one drive at a time.
It's going to have to be, but I think the mindset offensively is we're probably going to have to score every time we get it because our defense has been struggling. They have not been getting a lot of stops. So this is a critical drive here for this offense.
Throws to the wideout. Just too much mustard on that one. Can't miss the target that badly.
You want to know why this team is losing? Look no further than this statistic, guys. Their best receiver doesn't have a catch yet in this game. There they try to go his way again. The defense has completely shut him down.
Moore to the air. Got it in the middle. It's Whittington. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short.
Yeah, and that's one of those where you just look at the coverage. You look at down the field, taking away all the options, making sure you don't throw that ball downfield to get the first down. The only option, check it to the running back. Now I close that space. Nice job tackling.
The incomplete pass makes this series end in frustration as they turn it over on downs.
Man, aggressive play calls. Everybody wants you to be aggressive. They're aggressive. They take their shot. Now they got to live with a little bit of the consequences. They turn the football over on downs. Now their defense has to go out on the field and make some stops.
And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. They put it on the ground last time they had it. Got to take care of it this time, David.
And I think you got to put in context. A lot of times fumbles are just luck. You just got to move on, give him the football again, Jesse, and not worry about it.
I think that's a good point there, David. Get him the ball again to help him play the next play and know that he's okay. Because when that guy's playing well, this offense is on fire.
Breaks into the bulldozes his way through. And they get him down at the 43, but this is the kind of explosive play you want to build on.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
And the completion gives him a fresh set of downs and keeps this drive moving.
I like the running back there on the route, the patience he showed, really setting it up. Got to the defender, was able to put his foot in the ground, get some separation, catch it, and turn upfield for a first.
And the Trojans have this offense rolling. They'll run the option. Creates a little space. No, he loses the ball after the huge gain. And the defense got it. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. There have been a couple of missed opportunities for these offenses in the last couple of drives, Jesse.
And I think for this offense here, it'd be nice to hit an explosive play, be aggressive, and really pay off your defense's effort that last drive.
And instead of having to move the ball down the field consistently and then getting stopped on 4th downs, you're right. Create some of those explosives. Take those deep shots. Make those big plays.
And that pass will be jarred loose on 2nd down. That brings up 3rd down.
Tell you what, that was a lightning-fast decision. You could tell he knew what he wanted to do right away, makes the decision, but maybe his footwork wasn't a little bit good, and the pass wasn't where he wanted to put that thing. I know that.
Finds his man. It's Stewart. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the 1st down.
Great job by the defense here rallying to this wide receiver and making the tackle. He is dangerous. They don't want to let this receiver get behind them, but they know.
And the Heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line.
This defense, they are tenacious, and they've got guys up front that are athletic and that are so strong and can collapse the pocket. You saw it right there in that play action attempt.
Ducks now with a long way to go to pick up the 1st down. Moore will throw. Makes the grab. He almost picked up the 1st down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
When you play zone coverage, you got a wide receiver that's a beast. It becomes very, very difficult. Got to make sure I play physical and maybe even shade the side of the wide receiver having a lot of success.
With the catch, it's Whittington. And he's got enough for the 1st down. They'll mark it at the 34.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the 1st down.
After an unproductive 1st half and opening drive of the 2nd half, the offense finally finding a little something to jumpstart them. They've got a 1st down. Thrust that arm out. Good job running tough and behind his pads as he gets up to the 38-yard line.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down. And they got to keep that up here in the 2nd half.
Spins away from one. And perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle as they get him down at the 37.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the catch. He gets an explosive play for this offense.
He lets one fly deep. Picked off to stop the threat. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
Not all guys have the ability to break on the football, go make a play, and catch it. You play defense for a reason. A lot of the wide receivers are the ones that do most of the catching. Great job by the defense securing the INT.
They'll run the option. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Nice job by this defense playing assignment football. Somebody has to have the quarterback, somebody has to have the pitch, and most importantly, when you get there, you got to get him on the ground. Nice job tackling by this defense.
4 wide out set, 2 on either side on 2nd and 10. To the air, it's Maiava. Right down the middle. Got his man downfield. Jangang on the move. It'll be a first down at the 29. Best uniforms in the sport, and a play is made befitting of those threads.
Well, this is not the format to have a debate back and forth. Not the best uniform in sports, but definitely always a lot of flash and sizzle with USC offenses.
This defensive front just ran free in the backfield. He'll lose 3.
Man, the triple option requires so much discipline. You got to be so sound, understanding all the things they can hit you with. And listen, the quarterback makes it go. You got to focus on the QB. They do a great job here stringing along, making the tackle. Great job by the defense.
There he goes. Discards him with the stiff arm. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. They've done a really good job identifying mismatches, and they find one out of the backfield there.
Reese, I really don't think it's that hard. My guy is better than yours. Find the matchup across the field. Running back's got some speed. Get it in his hands quickly. Throw it to him fast. Let him make somebody miss against a slower guy that's usually a linebacker.
Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Motion from the wide receiver. Grabbed behind the line. It's Lemon. Just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be first down.
And that's what I love about this offense. You're not going to get all of your big chunk plays in the passing game by throwing it deep down the field. You can kind of dink and dunk. And on that RPO play, they had it dialed up and set up to go to that player in the right flat. Nice job.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
As we head to the quarter break, it is USC holding the lead. They built a comfortable lead after 3 quarters of play. Let's take a look at how we got here. 1 more quarter to go, and it looks as if we are ready to play. They had a chance to mull things over, and let's see how they start the final period here on 2nd down. They'll move the wide receiver. They'll run play action. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover.
And this offense just can't get out of their own way. 3 possessions, 3 turnovers. Jesse, you have to take better care of the football. They're turning this thing over like they're a nonprofit.
Yeah, this thing goes back to football 101 now. 5 points of pressure. Everybody who touches the football. Forget about X's and O's in schemes and personnel groupings. You just have to do the fundamental things correctly, and it is killing them in this game.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Moore to the air. Fires to the wideout. Finds space on the right. They make the stop, but this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the first down.
I'll tell you, you cannot count this team out because of who's playing quarterback. When this guy's in the game, it's never over. And yeah, they're trailing here in the 4th quarter, but this dude can put up points quickly.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
And this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, or whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them, because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO for this offense coming into it. But the defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front seven has dominated this entire game. I don't love the play call at this juncture in the game. You're down. You've got to take shots. The defense is not going to be blitzing, so these screens probably aren't going to work.
Now facing a 3rd and long from the 50-yard line. From the gun, wants to pass. Got it in the middle. It's Stewart. He'll be brought down at the 46, and he is well short of that first down marker. 4th down coming.
It's always interesting how people handle late game. Like, you know this game is over. There's not a lot to gain from it, but some people try to throw the ball deep and continue to make plays. They throw it short. The clock's running out, and there's not a lot to talk about that's going to be positive for this offense.
And he throws another interception, his 3rd of the night. Going the other way, and he's got room. Touchdown, Trojans! What a play! Not only the interception, but the great return for the score.
Really got to be impressed with the defense here. Late in the game, still firing off the ball and still making plays. What a great job. Not just picking it off, but taking it all the way back to the house. That pads their lead, and that should do it. You think that should do it now to get the win.
Trying to slam in. He's got the 2-point conversion, and they build on that lead. Not much reason to go for the onside kick at this point, except they want to run up the score. Cool as a cucumber as the hands team makes a sure catch.
Well, here in the 4th quarter, they were obviously expecting onside kick. They got their hands team on the field. They're able to jump on the ball and make sure they get possession.
The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. A very disappointing performance for the #1 team in the country. There'll be a new team atop the rankings when they come out next.
How about the job by this defense today? They knew what they were getting into. A really good running back. We talked to him this week. It was the main focus point of this offense, stopping the run game, stopping the run game. Boy, have they showed up and showed out and answered that challenge.
To the ground with the back. Breaks the tackle. They make the stop at the 33, but 10 yards on that play and a 1st down.
That's a really nice game. It just would have been really nice to see this from this offense earlier. Now you're getting to the point where there's a couple of thought processes. Do I build momentum for next week? Do I try to get this offense, the ground game clicking, or do I throw the football every play and try to make this football game close?
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
It's been that kind of day for this offense, right? It seems like anything they're dialing up just simply isn't working. But at this point, David, I don't know if it's even worth trying to run the ball.
Probably not. You're getting destroyed right now. Nothing has gone your way, and when you're down this much, I think the running game is used sporadically, not as a staple. Let's throw this football around and see what can happen.
Ducks come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. Let's go. Motion from the wideout. They'll try to power their way ahead. And it is a good idea to gang tackle. First guy couldn't get him, second guy finally did.
Well, this offense, they started the drive with great field position. They're being methodical here. They're not hitting the home run necessarily and scoring these big explosive touchdowns, but they're getting 3rd down conversions. They're staying on the field. They do a nice job there running the football. They look like they're in control. That's a good sign.
He's going to lose a yard on that one. That will take us to the 2-minute timeout, and not much time left for this offense to put together a miracle. We thought we might see some of this. They'll go to the Wildcat formation here. On the direct snap, it's Stewart. And they are knocked down way behind the line. scrimmage as the defense declaws the Wildcat.
The offense is trying to go with a trick play. They're dialing up the reverse, but the defense had great eye discipline. They tracked the football from the running back to the receiver, and they were able to rally to him and make a big tackle for a loss.
Coming from the 27-yard line, you can make a field goal from here, just don't take a negative play. Quarterback on the keeper. Quick toss. He won't get there. It'll bring up 4th down.
And this defense is more than happy with the offense running the football. They've done a great job today. I mean, they've really made this offense work so hard, earn everything they've gotten, and that's why this lead is ballooned like it has.
Down by multiple possessions, you can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on 4th down. Downfield and incomplete. The defense holds.
I think after failing on the 4th down, guys, you look at the scoreboard, you look at how much time is left. I think they're going to lose this football game. This coaching staff is going to have to dig deep and try to find ways to get this team better next time they take the field.
They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. Sends it back in motion. Quarterback will keep it. Turning it on. Gives it the big stiff arm. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the 1st down.
The defense just got out-muscled at the point of attack there. And the back showed good vision, made a cut into the hole, 1st down.
The Trojans just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. They go to the ground. Hard running there. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
And the defense is still fighting. They haven't had the day that they dreamed of. You know, talking to the coaches coming to the game, like they thought they had a good plan. They'd be ready to attack and limit some of the damage this offense has done. They haven't done it today, though. They got to go back to the drawing board, figure some things out, because this wasn't a great day.
And they'll bring him to the ground after a short gain. Guys, I think we all expected this game to be